Hey YouTube, Zach Guy here. Today, got something a little different for you. Over the years, I've collected, not meaning to start a collection, but it just kind of turned out that way, of the cold still polyurethane clubs. I've got a half dozen or so. And we'll start off with the the copy of the British nightstick from the middle 1800s. Get up here close. It's got the number 15 on, which I think was supposed to be the precinct, and then that says cold steel, but I believe it probably used to say Metropolitan Police, and then the crown, because it is England, so they always have to have crowns on everything. Just kind of a cool club. Got it just because I thought it was neat looking. Not to actually use it as a club, but I can if I need to. But we'll do the specs on this. It's 21.5 inches. The width at this end is 1 3/4 inches, and it, as you can tell, it tapers down to about a 1-inch grip, which is kind of molded here. Pretty cool. Gives you a nice grip. It's got a piece of 550 cord around the end of it. You can hold on to it and you won't lose it. If you hit something and it falls out of your hand, you still connected to you. Or if someone tries to yank it out of your hand, it'll stop it from getting yanked out of your hand. And it weighs in at 1 pound and 1.5 ounces. Pretty nice. The polyurethane, from what I've seen on some other videos people have taken and destroyed cinder blocks with them, holds up pretty well. But that's the police club. Put that over here. The next, which is I think the first one that I got, is the Brooklyn Shorty from Cold Steel. I kind of reminded me of a souvenir bat, a little bit bigger than the souvenir bats that we have at the ballpark where I work at, but still kind of cool. I like the size of it. The Shorty is 20 inches long. Widest point is 2 3/16 of an inch. Tapers down to about 1 inch. Weighs 1 pound 2 ounces. And again, if you need to, make a good little club. I said that I think that was the first one I got. Just thought it was cool looking. Then they had the Brooklyn Crusher. Now, this actually got put out. This one, and I think there's one more, the Smasher, I believe. They've got a couple others that they've added to the line now. But Lynn Thompson thought aluminum bats were not that great. Wooden bats broke, and figured if you're going to play baseball, get something that's indestructible. And these things are. It's a 29-inch bat. It's got a diameter at the top of, let's see here, 1.5 inches. Weighs in at 2 pounds 3.7 ounces. Now, it was talked about when it first came out. One of the reasons they call it the Brooklyn Crusher is, I guess, some people used it as a weapon in New York, in Brooklyn, and so that's how they got the name. But as it says on the sticker here, get that up there, says it's a unbreakable baseball bat. So if you wanted to use it as an actual bat, yep, you could use it. Wouldn't have to worry about it breaking, hitting the ball, or getting that twang sound from the aluminum. When we do the college baseball games, they got the aluminum bats there. That is the weirdest sound when they hit the ball. It's that twang. I really like the thunk from the wooden bats. That's just traditional. I don't know about using this, but it would be, if you got some kids that you want to teach how to play baseball, this probably would be a good thing. You wouldn't have to worry about them banging it and breaking it. Now next, this one I just thought was cool looking. It does have, the labels on it aren't that great. They're stick-on labels, most of them are. But again, it says unbreakable baseball bat, and it's the Brooklyn Slammer. It is, see, the Slammer is 19 inches. It's 2.5 inches, and then it weighs in at 1 pound 15 ounces. Weighs almost the same as a regular bat, but half the size. So this is a good self-defense weapon, I think. But one of the reasons I got this one is I like Harry Potter and I like Quidditch, and I think the Quidditch bats are really cool looking. And this is the closest I could find to a Quidditch bat that wasn't plastic. Well, it is plastic, but you know what I mean. Hollow plastic. This sucker's solid. Hit something with it, it's going to know where it's hit. Now we come to one of my favorites, and this is the Indian War Club. The Native North American tribes had a war club similar to this. They would get a wood and carve it out using flint knives, and they would get this ball. Now we can make a perfectly round one. They had one that was close to it, but they would also put some type of a spike on the end of it, whether it was an antler horn or what have you, just to make it that much more lethal. This one has a removable spike, which is, get up here a little closer and show you, it screws off to where you just have a rounded ball there. But the newer ones, because I got this quite a while back, the newer ones have a much longer spike that's got a rounded point on it, which those would really be devastating if you hit somebody with it. So this just makes it to where I could go through walls with this thing easily, probably all of them. But anyway, give you the dimensions on this. It's 24 inches long. The head is 3.25 inches across in diameter, and it weighs in at 2 pounds 7.5 ounces. So can't swing it around in here because I probably hit the roof reaching up to swing it, but kind of cool. And it's a war club. I remember reading in history, seeing these. I don't remember in school them talking about the war club that much, but I remember seeing a few drawings of the Native Americans carrying a club like this, and just thought it was really cool looking. I have seen some places online, when you do a little bit of research on it, people who make these cost a whole lot. This was a lot cheaper. I think this was around at the time, $35. So I said, cool. Had it hanging up on the wall at one time, but it's kind of hard to balance it. Kept losing its balance and falling down, wall get shook or something. So I now have it sitting in a corner just for grins and giggles. Now I have two cold steel walking sticks. This one, I have to say, is my favorite. It's the Irish Blackthorn walking stick. The shillelagh, which people are common refer to it as. This is not the shillelagh. The shillelagh is about that long. In the British, when they occupied Ireland, the shillelagh was a very deadly weapon and they outlawed it. Well, then the Irish figured out how to get around the law, which free people tend to do who are being occupied. They get around the laws. Here in the States, they do things all the time to get around a law. So this was one way. They made a walking stick, and the British couldn't say, oh no, you can't have walking sticks. So they got this. Now I like this one from Cold Steel in that the nubs are rounded off. So you can twirl this if you need to use it as a weapon. You can really hold anywhere onto it and it'll be comfortable to hold it and use it. I do use this once in a while as a walking stick. Mainly I carry it like this because it's more like a couple of the neighborhoods I used to go walking in, especially when I lived down in Texas, had dogs, and some people didn't keep the dog on a leash and dogs come charging at you and you get a big old Rottweiler or any big dog. They just happen to be a Rottweiler in that neighborhood. We'd be coming at you. You could use this just to push it and keep it away from you. Had to do that once, but I just got in the habit of carrying one of my sticks, and this one I just like. It's got a nice balance to it. Head's a little bit big to be trying to grab around because I don't have really large hands. Someone with large hands, it wouldn't matter, could use it as a regular cane. But it's just kind of cool. Let's see here. On this, it's 37 inches long. The head is 2 3/4 inches in diameter. And it weighs in at 1 pound, 12.7 ounces. So it's a nice little self-defense thing. Also, it's made out of injected molded polyurethane. I think that's how you say it. And it's very hard to destroy it. And now I have the Dragon. This is the last. The Dragon cane. It's a walking stick. Just cool. They have a red one also. I've been thinking about trying to get that one. But it's got, bring it up here and show, got the head. And if you look at the, get lined up in here, got the bottom of the mouth here and then the teeth are sticking out. So you need to watch how you're grabbing it because it can kind of poke you. But it's got scales on it, kind of wavy. The head itself is 4 5/8 inches long, but it just makes a good grip as a cane. My buddy likes this. He says the edges here on the teeth, if you had to whack somebody, that could add to the pain level when you hit them. depending on where you're at. Some people will pick on someone who they think's crippled, but my buddy can spin this sucker around, and he does need it. He's got some health issues, so every once in a while he needs this for support. But it's just a cool stick. The specs on it, it's 39 inches long, weighs in at 2 pounds 4 ounces. So doubles as a walking stick and self-protection item. I've got it because a knee goes out every now and then and I might need to use it, but haven't had that problem in a while after doing some PT with it. So, but just a cool stick. Well, that completes my video. It's been a long one. Sorry I kind of got to rambling. But if you have any questions or comments about any of the items in my little collection of clubs and walking sticks from Cold Steel, please leave them below. And remember, always be prepared.